Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing a Team Vanilla, which I've actually just before this recording posted it on Twitter, so some of you would have seen it earlier. But so we go through Team Vanilla, what I think about it, why, well obviously I think this is roughly about the Team Vanilla in terms of teams selected by and sort of their makeup. Obviously you do have some players that are over selected in more teams than others, but because of the salary cap, etc., I couldn't fit them in, so I sort of went with these guys, and I think it's correct up until there's probably one or two players maybe that might be off, but I'm pretty sure it's correct. And then we'll just compare it to my side at the moment and sort of look through the projected score, etc., and why I think it's slightly, there is a lot of incorrect, well not incorrect selections, but awkward selections, as this one seems to be a lot more guns and rookie, I guess. So yeah, before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, this is the current Team Vanilla. It's projected to go 1655. And so first off, you have Nick Dacos. Nick Dacos is not in my current side at the moment, and that could easily change if he goes nuts in the round 0, because he will hold his price, in my opinion. But then again, is it really about his holding his price, or is it really about him just going nuts and getting the points in the actual games where he's going to score? So there is that question. I'm generally starting to lean towards the Nick Dacos out, because I just think that, and I need to do this, work this out with the likes of a Sam Walsh, who shouldn't get as many tags and his points should be a lot more even, is what is more valuable? Is it a player that's like say a Nick Dacos, you're not really going to get that much cash gen out of him or lose that much value, whereas a Sam Walsh, if you say he's going to go a 110 or something like that, is he actually going to be valuable to start, or can you just pick him up at round 5 or 6 where he's not going to have as much cash gen, and he be the first upgrade that you get? That is something that I'm going through. And it could actually work now because McCurch is going to get half back. He's going to play off half back, so he should get defender status. So that means we can use like a Zach Williams or something like that to upgrade to a Sam Walsh effectively. But yes, that is some thoughts that are going through my head about, is it valuable to, well, is Sam Walsh, do I value him in general? Yes, I do. Do I value him enough to start him over than picking him up as the first upgrade is the next question. And then trying to find a replacement and see what the value split is there, and how many points am I going to lose per round, or how many points does Sam Walsh have to outscore the guy per round to actually be a valuable pick, even if I pick him up at round 6, so that it's still valuable over the people that do pick him up. Or sorry, if I wanted to pick him up at round 6, how much value over the top does he have to go to still be valuable as an opening selection, is something that I'm trying to work out. Hayden Young, I think this is a stock standard selection. That's actually wrong. It should be like that. But yes, so Hayden Young, I think he's going to be selected in most teams. He looks, generally, if he's going to go down and not be a good selection, it's going to be every single person, every single top like content creator, every single, a lot of the top people are all going to go down swinging without Hayden Young, because he is the all reports should be guy that should be a top 6 defender. Even though if he doesn't go 90 to 95, 100 to 105, he could easily still just go high 90s, and that would still be a top 6 defender. So he is one that everyone is going to go down swinging if he fails, but he's averaging 89. He averaged 89 last year, so he should be good. Jack Sinclair, not currently on my side, a guy that I'm definitely going to look at later on in the year. I just don't see there being upside, and at the moment he is, yes, I'm saying he's going to be a top 6 defender, but there isn't upside, and that is the thing about fantasy at the moment is, yes, you want to pick the top guys, but you want to pick them at a time when their value isn't, it's a lot more valuable, and Sinclair for the whole season isn't as valuable as a guy that's going to go plus 10, plus 20 on their average, and then create some team value and then trade up to Sinclair. So that's my thoughts on him. Kitty Coleman, I just don't know about. I think it was just more he had a freakish half, and that's why he burst out. I think he had 102 in the half or something like that in the grand final, and then 25 in the second half fantasy points wise. So I'm not too keen on him, and an early buy sort of diminishes that as well, as he is priced at 69. He'd need to go 95 to be worthwhile, and I don't see that, to be honest with you, as Rich wasn't a factor in a lot of his scores anyway. Zach Williams, I like this pick, and I think everyone should. What's he? Ownership of 38%, so yeah, like that pick. Caulfield, same thing. If he gets best 22, I like this pick as well. I don't know if he's currently in my side. Let's actually just check that. Not currently in my side, but you can sort of see that there are options for him to come in to the side, and Connor Budrick could be the one that goes, as I can just downgrade there and upgrade somewhere else. So there is that option, but we'll wait and see on Caulfield. But I do understand the Caulfield selection if he is best 22. Billy Wilson and Toby Pink are just the 200Ks that everyone likes to do, which I don't like to do at all. Is when you select a side, you get all your premiums in, and then you go, oh, I need a 200K rookie. So you just select the 200K rookie, and Billy Wilson and Toby Pink are that. Basically, they're 200K guys that are expected to play, but I don't expect Toby Pink to gain much value, as he is a key defender, so I don't expect him to score well. Billy Wilson, haven't heard much about him, trying to talk to a little bit with Pommy and see what they think of him, but I don't remember if Pommy said too much about him. Let me actually check my Twitter about this and just see what... let me see. I don't think he said much about Wilson, to be honest with you. So I don't know what's to go with Wilson. I think he was just selected highly because he's 200K. Midfield, Bont, Butters, Steele, Walsh, 4 midfielders. We talked about Walsh in depth, but yes, this is basically the theory is if he goes 110, he's plus 15, he'll be a top 8, top 10 guy, which will be enough for to be a keeper for the whole year. Plus 15 is massive value, almost as a mid-pricer, let alone, well, mid-pricer you probably want more, but as a Carlton, as a premium, that is massive value. So yes, if he does go 110, then that is the line, but if he goes like 105 or something like that, so he is around 0 watch, as he could get away, but I don't think he will get away from us in by round 6 or 7 as the first upgrade target, as you could go something like a Caulfield or a Zach Williams up to a Walsh, as we said earlier. Still like the selection just because there isn't much. If you actually look at it, if we go all positions, midfielder and team selected by, you got early buy rookie, a forward, an early buy, Rory Laird, who I think could... he could go up, but I'm not selecting 900k guys because that's not how I roll. Brayshaw as well, 900k guy. Luke Davis-Uniacke, another one that just misses, who I would personally probably have over Bond in this format, because it gives you another guy who can, another mid-pricer opportunity, or another just getting Curtin off the field, to be honest with you. Getting him off the field in this side would be better. It's almost better just to go with a Nick Watson. I don't think is also a good pick, just saying. But yeah, it gives you enough more, getting those 900k guys over like the Bonds, it gives you another 160k. You got 71k here, 230k. You can effectively upgrade Nick Watson to a George Wardlaw, and that's sort of what I would be doing, but Wardlaw is down at 8%, whereas Nick Watson, because he's a rookie, is at 23%. So that would be something that I'd be looking at, and then Dan Curtin onto the bench would be a lot better setup, in my opinion. But you'd obviously be hemorrhaging a little bit of points for LDU, which could be 10 to 20 points, but I think Wardlaw over Curtin could be back 40 points, 50 points in the other direction. So you net gain of like 20, 30 points, as well as most likely, I would say roughly, well, it's Nick Watson, he could drop 20 to 30, so you might even get plus 40. But you're also going to get, I would say, a cash generation of about 50, 60, 70k, or probably 50k per round almost on top of Bont and Curtin by going LDU and Wardlaw. So that's why I would say go for the cheaper guys, as they gain cash quicker And also, it's not Bont hitting his break even every single game. It's LDU going plus 10 on his. So that was my reasoning for going LDU, as Bont and those general guys, they tend to lose value early, and then you pick them up at when Bont's 980, 970 or something like that, as the magic number does go down as well, which means that in general, for his what's he priced at? 117. For his 117, usually it goes down about 200 points. 117 times by 830 or something like that. His he would lose 30k in value just by the magic number decreasing. So you're losing that in value already. I know that you have all these guys, but if you put the same effect on like a lower guy, like one of the guys over here, like a Kitty Coleman, for instance, even though he's 70 points, you will see that magic number drops it not by much. Times 8. That number, he only drops 14k. So, and then the rookies only drop like 7 or 8k. So you're losing. I know it's only 20k more, but Bont is almost destined to drop a little bit. So that's why I wouldn't be going for him, to be honest with you. And he did have a massive breakout year, so he could easily, and there has been talk of him resting forward and stuff like that a little bit as they get Sanders, and if McRae ever comes back from that hammy, him back in there, etc. They have a lot of midfielders. And Bont is still a really, really good forward who can score well as a forward, but isn't going to score consistently as well as a forward as he is as a midfielder. But there's that. So yeah, talked about Butters. He should be a slam dunk pick, to be honest with you. 28% owned. We saw him, and he does have that really easy fixture, to be honest, to start. Two easy fixtures to start. Then he's got Melbourne, who I suspect he will go really well against. He's got Essendon and Freo, and then he's got 2 tough games, well, 1.5 tough games in the first 6. Then he's got St Kilda, Adelaide, Geelong, Hawthorn, North Melbourne, Carlton. He's got probably two tough games, 3.5, 4 tough games until the bye. But then after the bye, he really comes up against GWS, Brisbane. St Kilda should still be good. Western Bulldogs will be good for fantasy. So they will. That's an easy matchup. Gold Coast, easy matchup. Richmond, easy matchup. Carlton, Sydney. That 4-game run here that he has, that is horrific. So you may almost trade him out for that run. But Zach Butters looks to have a really positive run, to be honest with you. McKercher, Sharp, Sanders, Jai Clark, and I would say there's probably Cooper Simpson looks good as well for a rookie pick if you wanted to save some money there. And there's other rookies obviously who I'm missing. Wilson looks good. Who is that rookie from Windsor as well? He looks good as well. Is this the... Caleb Windsor, he looks good. And Roberts could be interesting. I, as a Swans fan, think that he is going to be vested enough to not be good for selection as a starter. But we'll wait and see on that one, as I just think he's behind Campbell, Lloyd, Florent, and also Cunningham, as Cunningham is very undervalued in the side. So I think a lot of people will just say, just chuck him for Cunningham, but Cunningham kept Charlie Cameron to no goals and 7 disposals or something like that in that Brisbane game where the Swans got flogged. So I think he needs to be in the side, to be honest. Especially with Melbourne's... do they play Melbourne first? With Melbourne's... small forwards, smaller lineup, to be honest with you. So yes, I don't think Roberts will be in the side come round 0, and I think that if he doesn't play round 0, you can't select him, to be honest with you, as the advantage of the round 0 playing it early is gone for those rookies. Moving forward, the ruck line pretty much stock standard. I chose Heath. He was 25% owned, so everyone just loves him as a 200KO. But I think a lot of serious people are considering, with Gawn and Grundy both being out, considering going a Sweet or a Conway, and they look good at the moment, both of them. So it will be interesting to see the round 1 teams. But Sweet and Conway are definitely on the radar of being selected, because they're 30, 40 points unders if they get the ruck roll that they can get. And that's just huge cash gen. And we pretty much have, other than round 1 and round 4, we pretty much have a captaincy loophole throughout that we're going to have with rookies, etc. going off. Like in round 2, we've got Zach Williams. Then round 3, Brisbane, and who else is in that on that early bye? Let me just check who's on that. Does it say who's on that early bye? The pinkish teams. Do we have? Oh yeah, you got Gold Coast in Flanders, so that could be Buderick for me or something like that. There's also There's also Sexton who could potentially get the role there, so that got Sexton might be in the side. Then you got rounds 5 and 6 where you're gonna have players in Grundy and Gawn that can be just used as loopholes to get the captaincy there. So you're gonna have loopholes there, so you don't need a dead rookie as a ruck option, so I wouldn't be going Heath, to be honest. Then the forward line, not many people have jumped off McRae just yet. 34%. It's down about 8%, so probably down about overall adjusted about 10%, I think. Flanders as well has popped up a little bit. I just don't know about his value, but we'll see in round 0. If he goes a 110, then obviously it's probably a selection if he gets the role. Adams at the moment is in the side, but we'll have to wait and see if he is in my side, but we'll have to wait and see if he gets the right, he is going to get the right role. Whether his body can hold up is basically, and he can get back to those 90-95s is the what we need out of him, because 90-95 is going to be top 6. Fife is just an interesting, mind-blowing one because it seems like he already could potentially be injured. I know that Heath Chapman went down quickly, and that's why probably he's out of this fold as well, Heath Chapman. But Nat Fife is just an injury waiting to happen. But it may get to a point where if James Jordan doesn't do well, and you've also got, I think Cam McKenzie might be in the forward line for me at the moment. I have Billings I have this forward line at the moment. It's destined to change. Almost don't even bother commenting on it because you got Rochelle, need to see his role. Billings, 2 years ago he had, I think, a season where he went, other than an injury affected 0, he went 90s, I believe. James Jordan, we need to see his round 0. Finn McRae, we need to see his round 0 if he even plays at this point. We'll need to find another guy if he doesn't. So Fife could easily come back into the fold. I hope he doesn't have to, but if he does get midfield time, it could be interesting. He is going to get midfield time, just whether his body holds up is the same thing. Harley Reid, obvious selection. Zane Dersma, don't like him on field. Would honestly rather this, to be honest, but the projector wanted Zane Dersma. I think that's what Zane Dersma does for the season. Think Finn McRae, if he gets the role, could average 65, 70, to be honest with you. And then Sean Manor, he should play early if Geelong want it, but we'll see if they do. And then you got Clay Hall, 43, projected. We'll see if he actually ends up playing. And that pretty much is the vanilla side. What do I like about the vanilla side? Obviously, Clay Hall, utility, that's not bad. Zane Dersma, I'd rather this, to be honest with you. I'd rather that, to be honest. And then Nat Fife, I think it's too injury. I think this forward line is too injury prone, to be honest with you. I know it is injury prone in itself, but I don't like how it's basically round 0, injury prone, and then Harley Reid. I think that's just a little bit too injury prone. Ruck line, that's pretty stock standard. You could go Jerry over Gawn, but I think Gawn is just, with the new rules as well, and also just everything, I think Gawn is just the selection. He could easily, I think he will go back to the second best ruck. I think there will be a genuine conversation for those three to be very, very close. And there could also be a conversation of Brodie Grundy being 6 or 7 points unders of the other guys, of English, etc. And you almost may not even need to trade for English. It may just be a luxury trade. I like that the rookies are there. Don't like Curtin. Think he needs to be on the bench given his key defender role. These four I don't mind. Bontempelli, I'd probably rather have a more value pick there, but I understand the rationale behind it. But I just rather, I think you have Butters and some other guys playing West Coast early, so you can get away with having 870 to 900k guys, and then you can get extra like mid prizes and more job security rookies on the bench, as you see with a lot of these 200k guys. And in the backline, Caulfield, like that selection. Zach Williams, pretty common. Kitty Coleman, no thank you. Hayden Young, I love this selection. Jack Sinclair, don't love it as a starting selection, but like it post bye. What bye does he have? Let's look at it. What bye? He's got 15. Probably around 16 onwards type guy. And then Nick Dacos has the 15 as well. So you start to see that a lot of these guys, you've got already 1, 2, 3, 4... 5 round 15 guys. That's probably almost the max, and that's why I don't like doing that in having too many on the 15 in primos, is that you sort of get locked out of almost selecting another round 15 guy if you get past about 6 or 7. So that's my thoughts behind it. And then if we just quickly, if I actually just look at this and then I go through and I show you my side on the on here, it should be able to, if we just go Stuart, this may take a little while to do, so we'll see. So back again, and if you actually look at the side, I remember the I believe the projected for my side is actually lower by 20 odd points than the side Team Vanilla, and you're probably thinking, well, that's case in point, you probably should switch your side up, but I'm not actually too worried about it. I think mine has a little bit better early buys are not as bad. Obviously Buderick could change as well. Sam Walsh is another guy that I'm debating whether to pick up or not. And also just looking at it here, you can see they value Newcomb at an 84 without Will Day and with a softish draw to start. I think he's going to go more than 84, and David Juniak, I think they undervalue him as well, as his projected are here, and his average against opponents is very, very affected, to be honest with you. I don't think he'll go 61 against Carlton. But, so there's that, as well as they very, very much undervalue Richelli. Richelli's one that I think can pop a little bit more than what they're giving him. So if you actually think about it, yes, they did have a lot of other guys undervalued, but I don't think they had a guy 22 below his value. And also you've got to take into effect that I have Sweet on the bench, and if he gets that number 1 rock roll, he could be very, very valued, to be honest with you, as you look at a lot of these guys here, and it just looks like they obviously project a lot of these guys lower than their actual average. But I'm not too disappointed with that 1621 in the end being a little bit lower than the Team Vanilla one. I just think that I've got my bench a lot more stacked in a way that's going to score better in the long run and get that team value better than the 200Kers that a lot of guys have, because I only have, 3 200K guys. Virgil could be close, not too caught up with West Coast. Mana I know is close, and I know Darcy Jones was injury affected for his 200. He would have played, I believe, last year. If he didn't do, was an ACL, I believe he did last year. So, but he's looked pretty good and could even get a really good role in the GWS side. And I've got Zane Dersma, who I think would just play that medium to tall forward. It's sort of a medium forward role. In the north side, who will be bad, so I don't think he'll have too much of an impact. And so I'm not too disappointed. And that pretty much is the video there. I'm gonna have to go in and slightly edit that because I spent a little bit too long trying to format this team to get it between the Team Vanilla team that I just showed you guys, as well as the my actual team that you would have guys just seen. But anyway, that is the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one, which will probably player versus player. I need to start putting polls up and stuff like that to see players that you want to see against each other and sort of looking at the two. But anyway, that's the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.